Hey guys, Breeze here, and today I'm playing Fate Night Rhapsody. This is Act 1, and we're on Chapter 1 or 2, can't quite remember. Anyway, Merlin has just given us a quest, a side quest that we cannot tell to anybody, and that's where we're at. So let's go ahead and get this started. So we must go to Mount Patrick to bring back that souvenir. Mount Patrick. Legends say this is where the ogres live. The steep mountain is overrun by aggressive giants and vicious beasts. This is not a place meant for the likes of men. But the very first mission that Merlin gave to Alteria was to go to that mountain to obtain a treasure. What kind of treasure is it? Once you obtain it, you shall see. Merlin, if you are just asking me to accompany you on a senseless road trip, I will be mad. Do I look like the type of person? Fine. I will tell you. The treasure that we seek is something that has the power to change the future of this kingdom. This kingdom's future? I can only tell you this now. You will understand later. He is just like a rogue wizard. This old geezer. Just when Altria was still contemplating how Merlin always divulges only half of his intel, a non-human howl and a woman's screams echoed from the distance. Nice effects, as well as the sound of clashing weapons. Merlin, let's head over there. Right. We're running. Help! Help me! Lime green skin with crimson eyes and stark white fangs. An enraged ogre furiously waves his axe, slashing through the trees and causing innumerable leaves to shower down in a flurry. Run! Two armored men grasping swords appeared in front of the village women. Seeing that help was here, she mustered enough strength to get back on her feet and quickly scramble out of sight. I say, my dear brother, even though we rescued her so gallantly, are you sure you can win against the huge thing? A chestnut-haired youth threw a frightened glance at the enraged ogre. In order to become a great knight, this seems like the adequate test. A dirty blonde, long-haired youth drew his sword from his belt, motionlessly pointing his sword at the giant ogre. His stance appeared to signal, "Come and get me." We can't beat it. At least try to run. The chestnut-haired youth shrugged his shoulders, and knowing that once his younger brother made up his mind, nothing could convince him otherwise. If it weren't for passing the trials of knighthood, the single-eyed ogre gave a tremendous roar before charging at the two men swiping his axe mercilessly. The two men dodged the attack with agility. Even though this was the first time they faced such a humongous beast, their fear did not overcome their better judgment. The ability to calmly face a stronger foe is one of the criteria to becoming a knight. chestnut-haired youth gave his brother a knowing look and immediately slashed at the ogre's arms. The sword lodged into the ogre's flesh, pinning it down, pain rendering it immovable for an instant. The dirty blonde youth seized the moment to jump onto the ogre's other arm, using centripetal forces to maneuver himself on top of its arms. His violet eyes targeted the precise amount to stab the sword into the ogre's eyes. Writhing in pain, the ogre began waving his arms wildly. The chestnut-haired boy was swung off the ogre's arms and landed on the ground. Ouch! Lucan. I don't know. The dirty blonde-haired youth immediately abandoned the sword in the ogre's eyes, swiftly making a backflip before landing on the ground. It's gonna bug me. Although losing his vision made it difficult for the ogre to pinpoint the location of the two men, his frantic slashes with his weapon have caused critical damage to the neighboring trees. At this moment, a crisp snap sounded from the distance. At this, the ogre paused his wild movements. The two men turned to look in the direction from which the sound originated. A silver knight with small stature charged at the ogre with lightning speed. The billowing clouds of dust behind her couldn't catch up to her footsteps. The blue shadowy figure quickly charged the strength of her footing, and after a few lightning steps she leapt into the air. The knight wielding a golden sword with both hands, and in one swift slash, the ogre's head went rolling off. It all happened so fast that the ogre didn't even have time to moan before blood came splurting out of the stump, causing a shower of blood to rain upon the three. I have seen the courage and bravery you two heroes displayed while protecting the woman. The small-statured figure stepped out of the shadows of the forest. Her voice was shockingly light and clear. My name is Arthur, the new King of Britain. My heroes, what would your names be? The resounding fame of the name knocked the two men speechless for a moment. The chestnut-haired youth by the name of Lucan came to his senses first and immediately kneeled. But from the corner of his eyes, he caught a glimpse of his brother still standing stoically. Arthur? The dirty blonde-haired youth mumbled to himself while his brother grabbed him and said, "What are you mumbling about? How dare you not kneel before the king? You couldn't be Bedivere? Bedivere? Is this supposed to be Guinevere? It is Bedivere." Blonde-haired man looked at her in shock. His eyes swept over the kingly knight and landed on the golden sword in her hands. As though something suddenly dawned upon him, he pronounced and proceeded to kneel. "Please forgive your humble servant's rudeness and disrespect. The two of you needn't be so formal. Please rise." At first glance, with her small stature, it was difficult for anyone to imagine that this was the commanding King of Britain. It was only until you saw the golden sword that she held in her hands, the legendary Caliburn, that you would know this was indeed the legendary king that everyone heard of. And that ends this video. See you next time.